Oh, that wasn't your fault. Hello, welcome to the e-VRC, and this is the Ebike Gadget episode where, headlining, we have the Allpowers R600 portable power station, which is currently charging up the Engwe M20 e-bike, which is dual battery at the moment. It's a solar one, so we've got those portable solar panels, which is really cool. It also charged up this, the fantastic Hover X1 autonomous drone, which we'll have a brief look at as well. And a really quick look at this from Tronsmart. It's just a Bluetooth speaker, nothing special, but it is cool and it is fairly cheap. So we'll get that. This is something that all e-bikers and bikers should have in their pocket whenever they go out. This is fantastic, a little tiny mini electric charger. No more need for canisters to blow your tires up anymore. And then we've got the Xnito Helmet for e-bikes, e-skateboards, anything a bit faster than your average bike. It's a bit more solid. It's also got a nice light at the front and light at the back, so we'll look at that. And as you can see, this portable power station is currently charging up the bike. We'll also take a little look at these nice little USB charger cables from Magtame, which are magnetic, and they can do all sorts of cool stuff, and they keep themselves tidy, unlike those annoying cables that everyone else has got. So that's that. Right, I'm heading off then with the Engwe M20, double battery, loads of range, solar panel strapped onto the side with the new rack. More about that in a bit. So let's get on the road. Now, the original idea for this video was to take the Fido T2 Longtail out from a few videos ago with some new accessories. Unfortunately, it's going to be a while until they arrive, so I decided to take the excellent Engwe M20. Now, the Engwe M20 is one of my favourite e-bikes, but something it always has lacked, and the reason why it never made my top e-bikes list is utility. This new rear rack changes all that. It goes on very easily. Oh my god, it feels solid, and I think it makes the bike look even better. Now, the way it's held on with a plate at the back handle, I wouldn't want to use it to carry my son. I'm sure it would, but I wouldn't trust a couple of screws to hold his weight over long periods of time. However, it could easily hold the usual stuff you'd put on a bike rack, and of course your deliveries if you use a rack to do your deliveroos. So I strapped the solar panels to the rack, shoved a load of gadgets in my backpack, and headed out in search of a field to set up and chill for a bit, listening to some tunes whilst the energy of the sun recharged my bike. Not that the bike needed charging, the double battery setup is good for up to 150 kilometers. But after much searching, I decided to use the field a few minutes from my house. Now, right here, there's actually a wireless charging section, but this phone is not wireless charging. I know. So it's got the two plugs on the front, and it's also got two USB-A 18 watt output and two USB-C 100 watt output. You can charge it through the AC plug in your house, or you can charge it through solar, which is what it's doing now. Decently sunny day. You can't actually see the sun from here. I've got some solar panels set up over there with the washing in front of them, and currently charging at, on the Allpowers, 72 watts input, or your car if you've got an adapter. Now, the Allpowers R600 can take up to 200 watts from solar. Currently, with that portable solar panel, it's getting 50 watts and it's putting out 125 watts, but it's only charging the e-bike and the phone. They're just plugged in, but they don't really need it, so I'm going to unplug them. This little portable power station, 600 watts output, and it can surge at 1200 watts, just under 300 watt hours, so capacity wise it wouldn't actually fully charge this. However, because it's got that constant solar charging, eventually it would actually charge it up. The Allpowers R600 comes in black and beige, and at just over £200, it's amazing value for a portable power station. This setup with the 100-watt solar panels are just over £300, which compared to competitors is again fantastic value. It can actually power 8 devices simultaneously and yet runs extremely quietly. Equipped with a torch that can also flash, it's ideal for campers, but for lovers of all-electric micro-mobility, the fact that the power station and the solar panels can easily be carried with you is, in my opinion, such a cool feature. I know I'm not far from my house here, but imagine going on a group ride for the whole day on an e-bike or an electric skateboard. At some points, you can be chilling out, charging your mates' phones, cooking the pot noodles, or helping the dude who inevitably bought a skateboard that doesn't have the advertised range. At just under 6 kilograms, even in the backpack, it isn't too weighty. However, it is nice if you do have a rack you can rest it on. It also has an app, so you can start and stop charging whenever you want, all from your phone. And here is a helmet from Xnito, which has got a light at the back and a light at the front. And if I wanted to, that will charge from USB-C as well through this flap here. The Xnito helmet is a very comfortable helmet. It comes in 2 different sizes, so I've got a larger one, but you can also got the dialer at the back, so you can have it nice and tight. And then this bit's really nice because it just flicks on really quick. There it's on, and then to get it off, you slide it. So there's no button to press or anything like that. You slide it, but it's not gonna, when you pull it, it does not come undone. So that's really nice. And this is a helmet meant for e-bikes rather than normal bikes. It's a bit stronger than a normal helmet, so e-bikes and electric skateboards, things like that, e-scooters. And it comes with this nice little visor to keep the sun out your eyes. That just velcros in, you don't have to have that on at all. So that's very nice. All in all, it's a very premium and solid feeling helmet, and it's nice that since we can reach some higher speeds, especially when riding in America, we have that extra protection that we might need. This will not be the last time you see the Xnito helmets on this channel. We also have a white one in a smaller size, which will make an appearance over the summer. Again, all the products in this video are linked down in the description. Now let's take a look at those weird TikTok USB weird cable things. So from Magtame, they're basically just USB cords, except their kind of selling point is that they're like magnetic, so they shouldn't get all tangled and manky, and when they're together, they do look really, really good. So we've got one that coils like in to out, and then we've got one that coils like up and down. So I don't know if you've seen any TikToks on them, but they're pretty clever. But like, you can do stuff like this, except I can't actually do it. So it does go together well, but not quite as good as they do on the TikToks. Do you know what I mean? But you can kind of train them to keep a certain shape. So maybe on a table. I mean, that's not too bad. That's all right, isn't it? I like them, and they're like 60-watt charging, and they do data as well. This one, you can't do anything clever with this one, I suppose, because it just goes on the outside. But let's see how fast I can get this one tied up. They're all right, and they look nice. They look nice, and they're kind of cool, and they are tidy. So if you're on your desk, they're just there, aren't they? Just little, cool. A couple of really quick e-bike gadgets. This isn't really a gadget. This is just a high-vis vest, but this one from Engwe, you could get one from any brand really. It's really good in the summer because it's not all warm, because you might have seen me in the orange kind of workman jacket, which is great for being visible. In the winter it's nice and warm, but it's a bit too much in the summer when it's warm like this, and it does make me look a bit like a workman. But this definitely makes me feel a bit more cycly. And the badge says Engwe on it, but I can kind of, when I'm doing a different bike, I don't want to look like an Engwe rep. So I just kind of flap it down, pocket, like that. But it's not about the brand of this, it's all about being visible and not being killed. Another great thing about that Xnito helmet is the front light and the back light. The front light's not mega bright, it's not illuminating the whole road or anything, but it helps you be visible, and that's what the main thing is. This, I've done a video on this before where the whole video was filmed using this, but the video is about skateboards, so no one really cared about it. But this is the Hover X1. It's an amazing autonomous drone, and after breaking my DJI Mini 3 like a month ago, I've just been using this and nothing else. And the great thing is it's had a brand new update and it does side follow. So I can be on my bike and it's following me at the side. You can do it obviously walking and jogging and stuff like that. It's brilliant. It'll follow you from the front. It'll follow you from the side. It'll follow you from behind. And all the video clips in this, where it's going round, will be done by this magnificent Hover X1 drone. It's really, really easy to use. Like anyone can use it. You just turn it on like that, and then you'll see the light come on and make a little noise. Nanny plum. Orbit. So yeah, for some reason the music, if anyone's ever seen Ben and Holly, it just rips it off for some reason when you turn it off and when you do that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I agree.
Right, so this drone currently is set to hover, and what it'll do is it's just going to follow me around, but it's going to stay in one spot. So if you wanted to record a bike going past and something like that, you can just leave it on a corner and it'll do that. And then to get it back, you just stick your hand out. Right, next option is zoom out, which means it's going to go out. You can set the distance, it's got an app. So each of these things you can, when it's filming from the side, you can have far, medium, close. Same from when you're at the front as well. So it films going out and then it'll film coming in. It splits it into 2 different videos, but I think you can actually set, so it's just one video. So it's going to come back, so that's zoom out. Next option is follow.
Make it follow me.
And we're going to make it follow Will. And off it goes.
Hi.
Now when you buy it with one battery, but if you pay a bit extra you get this cool little charger. Now the charger is definitely worth getting because it actually charges the battery faster than when it's in there. It comes with 2 batteries in total if you did get that. And the change is really quick. Shove that one back in there, get that charging on the old generator if you want, and then shove that in there. And I think the main great thing about this drone is the fact that I've crashed it quite a few times now. This one's actually got a scratch because it was taken out, I don't know if you can see that, but it was taken out the air by a dog. So it actually bit it out the air. And went, ah!
Oh, I love that story.
And it landed and it was fine, and it's crashed into trees, crashed into signs. DJI, I've crashed it a couple of times, and like the 3rd time I crashed it, it's dead. I've got to fix it. It can be fixed, but I haven't got time to do it. But that's the great idea about it. It's got a bit of good tracking just from the camera. It hasn't got cameras around the sides, but if you crash it, it doesn't matter. If it hits someone, it doesn't hurt them. It's brilliant. And again, with the orbit, you can have a low orbit, a middle orbit, a high orbit, and it's gonna, oh no, it's just about gonna get around. You can have it following me, or you can just have it orbiting a certain point. It's gonna get Will, so he doesn't know he's there.
It still wants to kill me.
And you can have it to come back after 1 circle, or you can get it to do a few circles. And then finally, let's do the bird's eye. It's going to go 5 meters up in a sec. There we go. It's got a gimbal. It doesn't go that way, but it goes that way. Hi. It's got digital image stabilization as well as the gimbal going that way.
No,
so the footage is fantastic. Honestly, this is one of the best things you can get as a content creator, but also just for fun. If you just wanted to film your rides and things like that, it's fantastic, and it just follows you around. And you can just get it in the air within seconds. That's the great thing. Even with my DJI Mini 3, I bought the one where you don't have to attach your phone or anything. You still got to wait for all the satellites and stuff like that. And it takes 5 minutes before you can get in the air. Seconds, fantastic. if I could improve one thing.
Despite the Hover X1 being able to record 2.7K footage, not all 2.7K footage is created equal, mainly because of the sensor. The DJI drones have fantastic sensors, and the difference in quality between 2.7K on the Hover X1 and 2.7K on the DJI Mini 2 is, to be fair, night and day. So if there was a Hover X2 and it was exactly the same with just an improved sensor, it would literally be the only drone I'd ever need. As it is, the Hover X1 footage is still decent enough that it's all I've been using whilst I get around to fixing my DJI Mini 3 Pro, which I crashed. However, it's so quick to use, and since a recent update introduced sideways follow, I can see myself not bothering at all with the Mini 3 Pro despite that better image quality. The Hover X1 gets into the air quicker, and I don't have to worry about lampposts when it's following me from the side. Honestly, the Hover X1 is one of the best gadgets I've ever owned.
That's the Hover X1, well worth getting, and it isn't even that expensive, like 400, 500 or something like that. For a drone that does all this stuff, considering those Skydios cost thousands, this is so good, so good. Finally, we've got this pump from Flextail. That has got a USB connector here, so charges through USB-C. Again, already fully charged. So what I like to do is I turn it on and then push it over, and then basically now it's pumping up. The only problem is there's no pressure gauge, so you need your own little pressure reader if you want to know exactly. But if you're out in the field and you got a flat tire and you just want to do it by feel, that little tiny thing, it's really clever. Now the good thing about the Allpowers R600 is that it is very small, so you could just keep it in your car boot if you ever need it to. Obviously it's great to take away for camping, things like that. It will power things like a CPAP machine. Obviously it's going to charge your phone, all your usual stuff, and you know, you could boil something from it, boil a kettle from it. It also will power gadgets that use a car plug. So all there is to do now is to chill out and listen to some tunes. This is the Tronsmart T7 wireless speaker. Let's turn this on. Now I like this because it's got a knob. It's quite bassy actually, I'm quite impressed with this. Oh, it's losing signal there a bit. Wow, you can feel it. You can turn it down with that knob. I like that, being able to turn it down like that. And turn this off. Right, so that was a bit of a gadget roundup. If you'd like to see any of those gadgets in more detail, do let us know. This will be making an appearance in more videos in the future because I'll be wearing it. This is pretty much used in all my videos now. That, I just can't get across how much I love that. This I've been using for the last few months, and this is brilliant. I use it to charge all my stuff. Charge it from solar. These are well worth it. If you've got something that's got a smaller battery as well, like an e-skateboard, this will fully charge that from zero. And then when you're out and about or you're camping or something like that, brilliant, because basically you got infinite power from the sun. All this stuff linked in the description below, probably affiliate links if you do use those. It does help the channel, so thanks very much in advance if you could use those. It doesn't cost you anything extra, it just lets the companies know that I sent you, and we get a little bit of commission, and it helps me pay the bills. So thank you for watching, especially if you got this far. If you enjoyed that video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, but if you didn't, I don't know why you're still here, but hit that thumbs down. And until next time, ride safe.